Hi, everybody. I'm Jason.
I'm Caden. I'm Jaden.
I'm Nicole.
And I'm Eli.
And we are the Yahoo and the Torah channel, and we thank you guys very much for being a part of our channel. We have our egg incubator that seems to be beeping, and we will have Nicole take off and figure out what's going on. We have 3 baby chickens that are just coming out and hatching, which is a miracle in this house because we have a hard time getting baby chickens to hatch. So, Yah is always a wonderful creator. He is also a wonderful designer. And let me set you. I got a kind of a cool story that I want to tell you guys. So yesterday, we're down in part of the country. We're down in this world where we have 2 seasons. We have wet season and dry season, and it's extremely wet for like 6 months, and it's extremely dry for 6 months, and that is our ecosystem down here. And what was happening yesterday is we ended up with a almost like a huge storm above our heads, like it was a complete thunderstorm above our heads, and it was literally from one side. It started off and there was the loudest boom that I think I've ever heard. We thought maybe someone had like bombed us or something of the sort, and it just was bam, it cracked, the dogs erupted, and it started off and there was literally lightning all around us. Now, it's probably, for some folks, it's probably not a big deal, but our entire life is on our roof because we have solar. And so if we lose our solar, we're going to be in kind of hot water. And so it was an enormous storm. It was going crazy. And it reminded me of when Moshe and all of the people, they heard Yah on the top of the mountain. And, we were like, well, how loud would it have to be for people to be real scared? It was just like, there's something wrong with these people. And then all of a sudden that pounding was going all around us. And I could see out the front window and lightning was zipping everywhere. We were right in the middle of this storm and it kept getting worse and worse and worse. The rain was coming down like hurricane style and it was just crazy. So Cade and I are sitting out here and we're like, wow, this a few more of these. I mean, we might actually lose everything we have. And so we said a little prayer, right? We said something and I said to the fact, Father, we are scared. We are humans, right? And this kind of stuff scares us, right? And it could very well damage our power. It could very well, Father, is there a way you can maybe lessen this or lighten this up, maybe protect us a little bit? And then Cade prayed, and as soon as he got done praying, it went from tremendous thunderstorms to like almost nothing. And then it picked up just a little bit again, and then it just cooled off. But there was no more lightning flashing around us. There was no more crazy thunderstorms. There was no more any of this stuff. And it was insane. I mean, is it just a coincidence? Or is it something where we called out to Yah and he literally pulled us out of the middle of this thunderstorm? And I thought it was incredible. I know it's Yah. I know it's the hand of Yah. I know there's no such thing as coincidences. I know we were right in the middle of it, and it looked like it was intensifying. It really did. It was just all around us, and I've never seen one where the thunderstorm got right above our heads, and lightning was going around all around our house. So it was very wild. So I believe the hand of Yah listened to our prayers as quiet as we are, or as whatever we are. He listens to the prayers of those who are after him and seeking him. And I don't know any other way to say it. Cade, what do you think?
I think it's the power of prayer. I think Yah is listening to his people.
Did that amaze you or what?
Yeah, it was actually very impressive how it just kind of like it just mellowed out. It just
we have 10 roofs, and so when you hear rain on 10, it's like it slams. And yesterday it was just there's no way you could hear anything. It was crazy. Anyone else? Nicole, did you hear that when it went down?
Yes.
And what'd you think?
I was kind of in shock that it just kind of like went to a lull, and then
it was just a short little prayer, and we were just like, this is the stuff that scares little humans like us, and we see your power, we see your might, we know what it can do. All right, so with that, Kate, give me a blessing that you have. Give me any blessing that you have that you are blessed with. Anything. Start with that, and then Jade.
I'm blessed with air that we can breathe, that we are alive every single day to continue on in the will of our Father, that we can teach and we can show people what the truth is, and that we can live our lives the best way we can to please Yahuwah.
Absolutely. Jade, give me some blessing. Anything. I don't care what it is.
We are blessed for for being very few of the people that know the Torah and know that it's still there.
Yeah, very, very, very much so. And you can see the world that doesn't have the Torah. And I was watching some videos out of New York City this morning, and the people are wild. They've lost their minds. I don't know any other way around it. Everybody took the snake venom, and now everybody's lost their minds. And I don't have any other explanation other than the best path forward is always the laws, statutes, and commands of our Creator. And Nicole.
We're blessed for having a merciful Creator that created all of us and the birds and everything.
Yeah, very merciful. In fact, not even just merciful. He's very patient with us, and a lot of us. I mean, we were evil Babylonians. We came out of Mystery Babylon. We were into great evil in comparison of what our Creator's will is for all of us. There's a dog choking it up. Yeah, so he's patient. He's merciful. He's kind. He's slow to wrath. Right? There's so many times I can tell you back in my past where he should have smoted me. The lightning should have been down. I should have been dropped dead on the ground, and he preserved us for a time such as this. Eli.
We're blessed with our cows so we can have meat and milk.
Yeah, someday. That's been our goal, is to try to have milk, but we lost our dairy cow a long time ago, and we're hoping at some point we do. But yeah, we do have cows. We have our friends the cows, and hopefully one day they will grow up and they will produce milk for us. All right, I am blessed. I think I am blessed just with the entire family structure. I think is where I feel most blessed, and a lot of guys don't value a family, and I guess a lot of females don't value the family like this. But a properly aligned family by Yah in the Word of Yah is incredible. It's just simply amazing. And a lot of people, I've told people before, don't put us on a pedestal. We are absolutely not pedestal style people. In fact, if there's greatest sinners amongst all of you, that's probably me. It starts here. Hopefully not my kids, but I mean, we all have issues. We have anger issues. I have anger issues, and it leads to impatience. It leads to high blood pressure. It leads to all sorts of stuff. So we are, just travelers on this road, trying to find this road. And when I say my family, I want to include that out to everybody out there who we talk to on a daily basis. And we have people that we consider more family than the family that we have, because they talk to us more, they care about us, we care about them, and it feels like we have discovered our family outside of our family, after our family abandoned us and basically said, when you want to come back to the United States of America, you can, I can't say exactly what they said to us, but something about pulling our heads out of places and things of that nature. And I will leave it at that. And so we are blessed with all of you guys out there. So I'd like to extend the love out to all you guys, and let's get on with this thing, and let's see what Yah has in store for us today. So with that, let us get to our handy dandy split screen. And so far it's 100%. It never lets me down. Cade, what do you have?
Just for a little quick recap, the last chapter, which I was not here for, basically.
Why weren't you here, Cade?
I was out dealing with corn,
spraying bugs,
getting rid of bugs. Yeah, they were eating all leaves, eating everything.
He actually slipped away before we actually got to this, and he was long gone before we ever did this, or we would have had Cade for sure.
But last time, they basically had the opening ceremony where they were put the clothes on themselves, they made the sacrifices, and that's what happened last chapter for anyone that.
Yeah, so not only did he put the clothes on him, he put the clothes on him in front of all the people, right? And they set up this stuff. They basically ordained them. And one thing I didn't set up, but I want to talk about the Uman and the Thummim. And it came from let's see, where's it at, guys, in this?
It is verse 6. No, my bad. It is verse
there it is,
8.
Okay, and he put the breastplate upon him. Also, he put in the breastplate the Urim and the Thummim. And so I did not know about exactly what this was. And this is why it is incredible having all of you guys out there. Because this is the two rocks, right? This is the two different rocks that the priest had. And it was essentially the word of Yah. They would put whatever the rocks in a bag or wherever it is. I don't know how they do it, but when they were asking or seeking Yah's advice, they would pull the rock out, and if it was black, it was one way. If it was white, another thing. And so another fellow explain that a little bit more, and I will have that one ready for us on the next one. And I appreciate all of you guys' feedback. The Clarissa Cottons that come up with this stuff. And Clarissa was one other one I wanted to speak about. Was she was speaking about how there were different showers in all the priests' outfits. And she was talking about how the priests, the duties of the priests were to, if somebody had sores and all sorts of nasty stuff, right? They would come to the priest, and the priest would look at them. At some level, the priest is going to become unclean because of that. And so she was talking about like different showers that were all over the different places. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I thought it was interesting because as a priest, that's one thing you're going to have to look out for.
I mean, it's plausible to have like different showers to keep things clean. You're not going to want to go bath in the same area the unclean person was to not spread disease.
Yeah, and as clean as Yah is, one thing I was thinking about, because we're about to get into another ceremony where they're about to sprinkle more blood, right? There had to be like a Levitical janitorial service, right? After all of this was over, somebody had to go get all the blood off, because the blood would have baked on the horns, because they're always sprinkling the blood on the horns of the altar. And so as much heat as that has and that generates, that's going to basically you're going to have to scrape off the blood off of everything, and you're going to have to wipe it down. And I don't think Yah is going to want you to have. You awake, Jubs? Mm-hmm. Okay, just checking. One of my boys went to sleep. No. Okay, just checking. So you're going to always have to have this cling, it's going to be a whole process. So the Levites, I don't think were just sitting there killing things. There was probably the younger priests that were the cling up crew, and there was just a tremendous amount of work to do during this. All right, so let's get on it. Okay, so here it is, Leviticus 9. And it came to pass on the 8th day that Moshe called Aaron and his sons and the elders of Yisrael. And he said unto Aaron, take a calf for a sin offering and a ram for a sending smoke offering without blemish, and offer them before Yahuwah. I was just checking to make sure we're recording. And we were, no problems. And unto the children of Yisrael you shall speak, saying, take ye a kid of the goats for a sin offering, and a calf and a lamb, both of the first year without blemish, for an ascending smoke offering. All right, so I noticed something when I pre-read this one. Anyone want to read? Anyone see anything here?
The male, maybe?
It's babies, right? Everything here is all babies, right?
Well, that's different with yours, because mine doesn't say a calf, and it says, in verse 4 it says, and a bull and a ram.
Okay, and so you say a bull and a ram?
Mm-hmm. In verse
so in the back to 3. So in the NIV, it's a male goat for a sin offering, a calf and a lamb.
Yeah, mine are calf and lamb.
But yours?
And in verse 4 it says a bull and a ram.
Oh, okay.
Ours just both a year old. So
Right.
they're only a year old.
So I mean, they're still relatively small.
Yeah, they're going to be...
A calf is a 1-year-old calf isn't actually that large.
No.
It takes a few years for them to actually get to where they're like the huge size.
And a lamb, I mean, even a 1-year-old lamb can't be that big.
I don't think lambs get that big, do they?
What?
Lambs don't get that big.
They can get
I don't
heavier
know.
with.
I mean, I've seen some big lambs, but I've never seen a physical sheep.
I mean,
up
shepherds
close.
are able to obviously put them up on their shoulders and carry them around for several days on end, so they can't be that big.
Yeah, well, I think that was a baby lamb is what they put up on their shoulders. I don't know if it's like a full size.
I don't know.
lamb.
I didn't know if the lamb would run away at all times. They would like break his leg and walk around.
Yeah, but
with
this
him.
is like, I don't think like a large lamb. You're not going to be able to
Yeah,
pack around
no.
100 pounds on your shoulder or something. I don't know.
Shepherds were
So
strong.
somebody out there who has a sheep, let us know. How big do they get? I don't know. All right, so 4. Also a bullock and a ram for peace offerings to sacrifice before Yahuwah, and an oblation mingled with oil, for today Yahuwah will appear before you. And they brought which Moshe commanded before the tabernacle of the assembly, and all the assembly drew near and stood before Yahuwah.
I mean, imagine that you hear that Yahuwah is going to appear before them. Imagine that they're about to remain Sarah. That's got to be a crazy, nerve-wracking thing, right? Like, oh, I get to meet Yahuwah today. He's going to appear before
last
me.
time they already had a chance to meet Yahuwah.
But this is like the priests in general, like basically like this is like they get recruited by Moses, and then the boss is like, you're gonna meet the CEO of this company. He's like the most powerful dude ever, and he's like, here you go, you're gonna come meet him, and that's probably a crazy thing.
It's definitely a crazy thing. It's still also their second time, right? Because they had this chance to do that, and they had Moshe. They're like, yeah, this scares the...
But was everyone scared, or maybe just like some people?
I don't
I'm sure
know.
it's the majority. I mean,
Dude, after last night's thunderstorms, I mean, Yah can scare the heck out of us without even really trying. We are, we're just humans, right? Loud noises scare us, darkness scares us, things of that nature, right? So, let's see, where are we at? 6?
6.
Okay, and Moshe said, this is the thing which Yahuwah commanded that ye should do. and the glory of Yahuwah shall appear unto you. And Moshe said unto Aaron, go unto the altar and offer your sin offering and your sending smoke offering, and make an atonement for yourself and for the people, and offer the offering of the people, and make an atonement for them as Yahuwah commanded. Aaron therefore went unto the altar, and slew the calf of the sin offering, which was for himself. And the sons of Aaron brought the blood unto him, and he dipped his finger in the blood, and put it upon the horns of the altar, and poured out the blood at the bottom of the altar. So this is a little different here, right? So this is Aaron. Instead of Moshe doing this, now you have Aaron doing this, right? And so Aaron dipped his finger in the blood and put it up on the horns of the altar. So I don't know if they put it on themselves at this point. They were sanctifying the altar at this point. But the fat and the kidneys and the caul above the liver of the sin offering he burnt upon the altar, as Yahuwah commanded Moshe. Okay, so actually this is weird, because he's actually burning the stuff that he wasn't burning prior to this, right? Because the fat, and the fat for sure, but kidneys and caul and liver and stuff like that, we mentioned that before, that wouldn't really smell too well. But maybe, I don't know, maybe liver food or something, I don't know. All right, and 11. And the flesh and the hide he burnt with fire without the camp. So again, this is a little bit different than the other priests that were able to take the hide. They took the flesh and the hide, and I don't know what I mean with flesh, and the flesh and the hide. What's your guys say?
Flesh and the skin.
Flesh and the skin?
Yep.
Flesh and the skin. So I don't know exactly what that would be. So are we talking meat, or what are we talking about? Because the hide is their
It's
furry skin.
Probably the stuff that's right under the skin.
I think they talked about that. I think it's like another piece of fat is what Yah calls that. I think
Yeah.
is that. Yeah. All right. So we're just meandering here. All right. And he slew the ascending smoke offering, and Aaron's son presented unto him the blood, which he sprinkled round about upon the altar. So this is yet more of Aaron's kids and Aaron taking over this, where Moshe did it to begin with, and now they're running it. And they presented the ascending smoke offering unto him, with the pieces thereof and the head, and he burnt them upon the altar. Now, do you think the head was? This might be gross. Is the head skinned, or was it just with the fur on it?
Oh, I don't know.
Because the hide was supposed to be taken off of it.
I assume it was probably skinned.
I would agree. I would think
But
so.
there's not a lot of meat on a head of a
But
cow,
it would
honestly.
smell. I think it smells funny. But I mean, there's still meat on the head, right? In fact, I'll have to tell you a story. Back in the days, I had a little buddy named Marco, who was he was actually a legal immigrant from Mexico, and I hired him. I didn't know he was a legal immigrant at the time, but I hired him. But we went to this little Mexican taco stand, and we ate this stuff, and it was really not so good. And I asked him, I said, "What is that?" He's like, "Oh, that's called meat of the head." I'm like, "What?" And so several times I went to that little taco stand, and every time he like served me up tongue, and I'm like, "What is this, man? It's got bumps all over it." So when you eat tongue, the tongue has bumps all over it, and then the meat of the head. I was from Babylon. I was from North America. We had supermarkets and stores, and we weren't used to the ways. We've definitely learned the ways of the jungle people now. But back, that was like 20 some years ago, and I was still I wasn't even a hillbilly at that point. I was just a city slicker. So yeah, meat of the head. There's meat on the head.
Nasty.
All right. So
14.
And he did wash the inwards and the legs, and burnt them upon the ascending smoke offering on the altar. I want to touch on this point too as well, because when you guys slaughter an animal, like if you take a chunk of meat from this slaughtered animal, it needs to be washed, which is interesting, right? You could just, if you're just gonna burn this thing, you would think that you would just cut it up and stick it on the altar, but they actually washed this. They washed everything out, so this meat doesn't have like the remnants of other stuff on it, like the blood and all the other weird stuff. So they literally washed the meat before offering this to Yah, which I thought was very interesting. And he brought the people's offering, and took the goat, which was the sin offering for the people, and slew it, and offered it for sin as at the first. So first he atones for the priest. Now he's atoning for the people, right?
Yeah, it's like to make them all clean before Yahuwah. Like Yahuwah's, like after all this time, he's like, this is like almost like a marriage ceremony. After they were about to have the marriage ceremony, before when they built the golden calf, and he separated himself from them, only the 10 appointment. It's like, okay, everyone's like ready, their hearts are there. They were willing to help me build my house, my temple, and now he's like coming back, basically redoing the ceremony. They're cleaning themselves up, getting ready for the ceremony.
Yeah, and if we did not have Messiah Yahushua as his blood, we would have no chance for Yah to dwell with us ever. And I don't think that he like dwells with us. He might dwell with us. I mean, but as far as he listens to us, I know for without a shadow of a doubt, he listens to us and he answers just even the small prayers for us, like immediately. But yeah, I don't even know where I'm going with that. 16. Is this where I'm at?
Yep.
And he brought the ascending smoke offering and offered it according to the manner. And he brought the oblation and took a handful thereof and burnt it upon the altar beside the ascending smoke sacrifice of the morning.
Okay, this is a grain offering.
Yeah, he filled the grain offering and he filled it in his hand.
So the first thing is that he brought the grain offering?
Yeah, it's not an
Oh,
oblation.
the king's back to the meat. I don't. Well, this would this be meat? Why does
Mine says grain offering. So
why does
Because he
this,
filled his hand with it. He probably had grain. He filled his hand with the grain.
why in the world would they say meat offering? I don't.
The king doesn't know Hebrew.
King gone astray.
King has gone astray. Okay, 18. He slew also the bullock and the ram for a sacrifice of peace offerings, which was for the people. And Aaron's sons presented unto him the blood, which he sprinkled upon the altar round about. Okay, so this is like the third time that they've presented him with the blood. Life is definitely in the blood. There's something about the blood that makes things cling in the sight of Yah, which is, again, probably why we shouldn't be embalmed and just dump our blood out into the streets. Okay, and the fat of the bullock and of the ram, the rump, and that which covers the inwards, and the kidneys, and the caul above the liver. And they put the fat upon the breast, and he burnt the fat upon the altar. All right, so what did they do with the what did they say?
The appendage. Depended
Hand
on.
liver day.
And did they put this on top of this, or did they get rid of it?
They placed the fat on the breast and you burned the fat on the altar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they put
and
the
they
fat
placed-
up on the breast, but where did they put the rest of the stuff?
So mine has a comment here. It just keeps going on. So it goes, and they placed the fat on the breast, and he burned the fat on the altar. I think it was all on the altar.
So I think from 18 to 20, that's all one part.
it's all one
Yeah, he
sentence.
slew the bullock for a ram sacrifice and peace offerings, which was for the people. And Aaron's sons presented unto him the blood, which he sprinkled upon the altar round about, and the fat of the bullock and of the ram, the rump, and that which covers the inwards, and the kidneys, and the caul above the liver. So some of this stuff, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But that doesn't make a bit of difference because I am not on Yah's level, nor will I ever will be. So I don't understand some of this where he has them take the skins out, and some of it I get, but some of this stuff he's about to eat this stuff is what's going to happen here. So I've read on, so let's hit it. 21. And the breasts and the right shoulder Aaron waved for a wave offering before Yahuwah, as Moshe commanded. And Aaron lifted up his hand toward the people and blessed them, and came down from offering of the sin offering and the ascending smoke offering and peace offerings. And so yours guys is sin offering. What is it? Burnt off fellowship
Sin
offering.
offering, the burnt offering, and the peace offering.
All right, so the NIV says fellowship offering. So
Instead of peace offering.
instead of peace offering, yeah. So fellowship or peace. Okay. Okay. 23. And Moshe and Aaron went into the tabernacle of the assembly, and came out and blessed the people, and the glory of Yahuwah appeared unto all of the people. That would be amazing. And there came a fire out from before Yahuwah, and consumed upon the altar the ascending smoke offering and the fat. Doesn't say the rest of the stuff. Which, when all the people saw, they shouted and fell on their face.
So Yahuwah sent fire down and ate the food.
He ate. This is the time he ate
So
the
I wonder-
food.
This was just like back in the day with Adam and Eve, when that's how he originally wanted us to sacrifice. He would send the fire down before the Nephilim
Right.
and the fallen taught us how to make fire. He would basically light the fire for us and basically show that he is with us.
So does that mean our Creator eats meat in heaven?
I think so.
I don't know. He's. I
Maybe,
hope he got some good
maybe
food.
feeding the messengers. Maybe they're hungry.
So people have said before that we were not meant to eat meat from the beginning. Does that make sense to you guys?
No, because they literally have meat here for these guys.
Yes, but this is what I'm saying. From the beginning, we were not meant to eat meat. Think about this. Think about the beginning of the garden. The beginning of the garden had Adam and Eve, right? And we know from, was it Enoch or Adam and Eve, that the animals talked?
Jubilees.
Oh, Jubilees. Right. And so we know that prior to the fall, animals would you could actually talk to animals. They would carry on conversations.
I don't think we would have had any need to eat them because they in the garden they probably didn't eat them. They had fruits and stuff. And
So is that statement correct? From the beginning, we were not meant to eat meat.
I mean, we had clean and unclean animals already. No one knew what they were, but I don't know.
He did know what he did,
was
but I'm
also-
talking like in the garden. I'm talking about in the garden.
I don't think we flea animal in the because every tree that bore fruit was meant for them. Everything they grew. That's why you're supposed to be a gardener. You're supposed to eat that fruit. And their bodies were much different. If you read the book of Adam and Eve, their bodies were much different. Now, there were several times the human body changed throughout the Bible, where the first one was when Adam and Eve sinned, and the second one during Noah's time when he's like, I'm going to limit their years to 120. They're just too wicked of people to live this long and keep trying to sin against me. So there were several times the human body gone through several changes to where probably we are meant to eat meat now than when we weren't back in the garden.
Right. So let's go back to that. Were we to eat meat from the beginning?
No.
No.
I do not think
Nicole,
so.
you got anything? She's over there. She's so quiet. Okay. I tend to agree. I think back in the garden, I don't think we were. I think that Yah would have those animals there. We were like chatting with them, and then you cut their throats. Hey, Adam.
Yeah, but we probably need that meat now for protein or something for our bodies now.
Yeah, probably. Or I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Vegetarians seem to look very healthy, but I've also heard people that are only on a meat only diet of all, whatever you call it, and they do very well. So I don't know. It's all over the place. Anyway, that was just something I thought about. Anyone have anything else? Nicole, you got anything?
No.
You're so loud over there.
I know.
My wife's so loud. Eli,
Nope.
nothing over there. Okay, I got nothing here. Anyone?
Read your Bibles. We will be live tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the Youth for Yah.
Is it Eastern Standard
No,
Time?
I think it's Central.
It's central.
We don't even
What's
know.
EST?
We don't have time
I
changes.
thought we were on EST.
We're
No, we're
central.
CST.
It changes all
My
over
bad.
because the states changes
Yeah.
times all the time.
I don't know what time it is.
Central.
Yeah, we'll be live. Just check your subscription box.
Yeah, just we'll
Check-
be live at some point. We don't
Whenever
know what time it is.
6 p.m. our time, I guess.
It's Central Standard Time.
It changes all the time. We don't. Nobody changes times down here. That's like a U.S. thing or something. Or
Yeah,
maybe
nobody else has daylight savings time. They don't care what the daylight savings
We
time
go
is.
That's North Americans that want to get up
Central
at like
to
the crack of
Eastern.
dawn and like sleep at night. But that's always been how it is. So, all right, guys. So anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about there, the North America has time changes, and I don't know what countries have time changes, but like once a year they would either go forward or backwards an hour, and
They would like make sure they like have an extra hour in the day or something,
One's
or
in
less.
the spring and one's in the fall. It
Yeah.
was for the farmers.
For
So
the
they
farmers?
had extra time.
why didn't they just get up early? Why did they have to change the time?
Yeah,
I don't know.
that really makes no
But
sense.
that's what they did.
I
it
think
for.
Arizona is the only state that had no time changes. They
Correct.
stay the same thing. So, but anyway, that's it. A little trivia there. Much love to everybody out there. Anyone have anything else before we close?
Read your Bibles. See you guys soon. And
Seek Yah. He answers prayers. So I literally, before our very eyes, we saw a miracle happen last night, and it just happened. So it is what it is. All right.
Blessings,
All right.
doll.
All right.
Shalom.
Shalom.